Do you have his mom? Do you have his mom's phone number?
I don't.
Okay. All right. We'll wait till everyone comes in. Okay. It just got all sorts of quiet around here. So, good Shabbos, everyone.
Good Shabbos.
Okay, we can do better. Good Shabbos, everyone.
Good Shabbos, Rabbi.
Thank you. It's Shabbat, and yes, it is time to take a step back, but we've got to do it joyously, and tonight we're going to do it with the help of our 6th grade. We're going to be using Mishkan Tefillah for Youth. While we are walking through the service, one of the things I do like about this book is the English is really accessible. Sometimes, okay, here's confession. Sometimes the real prayer book, those prayers are just so long that you really don't have a chance to read what's happening as you're getting through the words. And prayer is supposed to be with kavanah, it's supposed to be with intention, which means we too often do it by rote. We know the next words, we know the next melodies, but prayer is supposed to move us. And the rabbis will teach us that if you emerge from your prayer the same person you were when you started, you didn't pray. You may have gone through the motions, you may have repeated all the words correctly, but if you're not someone a little bit different, then you didn't pray. And so my hope, my prayer is tonight that we emerge from this service a little more aware, paying a little more attention, and celebrating a whole lot more. We're going to begin, and students are going to lead us in Bim Bam. You know, this is one of those really challenging Hebrew words, it's Hebrew songs. Okay, everyone can say Bim Bam, right?
Bim Bam.
How about Shabbat Shalom?
Shabbat Shalom.
You got it. Okay, gang.
Start there. Bim Bam. Oh, no, we're not.
No, you.
Huh?
I'll do it. Yeah. Here, use the microphone. Come on.
Bim, 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 bam. Bim, 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 bam. Bim, bam, bim, 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 bam. Bim, 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 bam. Shabbat Shalom. Hey. Shabbat Shalom. Hey. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Bim, 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 bam. Bam, bim, 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 bam. Bim, 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 bam.
On page 4, we're going to continue with our candle lighting. Please read it.
Page 4. And you're all going to be reading it together.
Okay.
Rabbi, are you lighting?
Got it.
Yeah, thank you. Perhaps.
Oh, come on. We have the stubbornest candles.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavam.
No, wrong melody.
Wrong one. Asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Chanukah.
Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai
Do it again.
Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav Mikner Shel Shabbat.
You know, and wishing our life away to next Hanukkah? Come on, really?
No. Mackenzie's.
Okay, use the microphone.
God began the world by
Page
saying,
5. Come on.
God began the world by saying, "Let there be light." We begin Shabbat with candlelight, saying, Baruch Atah Adonai. God finished creating the world by making Shabbat a holy day. We make Shabbat a holy day for ourselves. May the warm glow of these candles remind us of God's light, and may Shabbat be a special holy time for us. As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we live our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light.
You
Amen.
know what? We're going to take the whole group for Kiddush.
Okay.
Okay?
It's grape juice. Who's going to hold the cup? Okay. Use the microphone, guys. We're on page 6 for Kiddush.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hakafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho ve'ahavahu ratzon hinhilanu, zikaron l'maaseh v'reshit, kidu yom tehillah l'mikra'e kodesh, zecher l'tziad mitzrayim, kivanu v'acharta, Yotanu kidashta mikol hamim, v'shabbat kodshecha, ve'ahava uvratzon, kinchaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh HaShabbat.
Amen.
Amen.
Take a sip. It's grape juice. It's safe. 0 proof. Good? Was it a good year of grape juice?
A good month,
A
maybe.
good month. Okay. So we are going to be continuing on page 14, I believe. Correct? With Matovu. You guys are get closer to the microphone.
And we're going by tune you pick.
Matovu ohalecha Yaakov, mishkenotecha Yisrael. Matovu ohalecha Yaakov, mishkenotecha Yisrael.
Page 15. Who has 15? 15 is the line.
Okay, Delilah. Page 15, English and Hebrew.
My God, I thank you for my life, body, and soul. Help me realize I am something new, someone who never existed before, someone original and unique in the world. For if there had ever been someone like me, there would have been no need for me to exist. Baruch atah Adonai, Rofei kol basar, lafi lasot.
Page 16.
16, everybody together. Do we,
However you practiced it.
students, you know what, I'm not sure, is this one that you guys didn't get to, you did practice?
It was like, we had like half of the class.
I'll read it with you.
Okay, sounds good.
Right? Okay, get started. Elohai
Elohai
neshama
neshama
shenatata bi tohorahi. Baruch atah Adonai asher biado nefesh kol chai V'ruach kol b'sar ish. And 17.
All right, this is Elise. Elise, if you know the beginning of each. Should I start with this, because this is just the beginning of every bracha.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. We praise you, Adonai our God, sovereign of all time and space. We call you Pokeach Ivrim, the opener of blind eyes.
Help us to see your world in a new light.
We call you Malbish Aramim, the dresser of those without clothing.
Help us put on the garments of health and life.
We call you Matir Asarim, the freer of captives.
Help us to break free of the bonds that
Keep us locked within ourselves. We call you Zokif Kefufim, the straightener of bent backs.
Help
us to find the power to stand upright and proud.
We call you Hamachin Mitzadeh Gaver, the steadiness in our steps.
Help us to understand our journey ever more clearly.
We call you Hanotain Laya F Koach, the source of strength for the weary. Help us to be strong and to be a source of strength for those we love.
Jackson is not here.
Page 18. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah. Amen. Page 19.
All right, Mackenzie, and then Evelyn, and then Elise.
Elu Devarim Shien Lehem Shir.
Sure. That's you with the English.
These are things that are limitless, of which a person enjoys the fruit of this world, while the principle remains in the world to come. They are honoring fathers and mothers, engaging in deeds of compassion, arriving early for study, morning and evening, dealing graciously with guests, visiting the sick, providing for the wedding couple, accompanying the dead for burial, being devoted in prayer, and making peace among people. For the study of Torah encompasses them all.
Okay, and Elise, this bracha.
The Talmud Torah Keneged Kulam.
Very good.
So which one of you wants to ask everyone to stand up? Come on now. Say, please rise.
Please rise.
Go face. Okay, ready for bracha? Okay.
Et Adonai Hamevorach. Baruch Adonai Hamevorach Leolam Vaed.
Page 26.
Mackenzie.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam yotzer or uvarei choshech oseh shalom uvarei et hakol.
And we're going to skip the bottom because we'll say it on the next
Page-
page. Elise,
27.
you read this, and then the bracha.
When the world was created, God made everything a little bit incomplete. Rather than making bread grow out of the earth, God made wheat grow so that we might bake it into bread. Rather than making the earth of bricks, God made it of clay, so that we might bake the clay into bricks. Why? So that we might become partners in completing the works of creation. Baruch atah Adonai Yotzer Hamerot.
Very good. And we continue on 31. Let's read this together, please. A great big love surrounds us, bigger than the biggest mountain, longer than the longest time. God is like a great big love around us and in us, teaching Torah to our mothers and fathers and us. When we listen and learn, when we hear and understand, we feel God around us and in us, teaching us to love. Page 33. Evelyn?
Baruch atah Adonai Haboher bi'amo Yisrael b'hava.
Amen. We continue with the Shema on the following page.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch
We continue with Ve'ahavta on page 36. You guys are still up, though. No, you guys don't get to say it.
Oh, yeah, it goes.
Okay.
Right here, come on.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך וביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם אלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
We'll continue responsively on 37. How do we love God?
We love God when we do good deeds each day. Help us, God, to show you our love in every way.
How do we love God with all our hearts?
We love God with all our hearts when we love other people. Help us, God, to respect everyone, to speak kind words, to listen well.
How do we love God with all our minds?
We love God with all our minds when we study Torah. Help us, God, to learn your Torah.
How do we love God with all our strength?
We love God when we share what we have. Helping others is the way we love God with all our strength. Help us, God, to be people who give tzedakah.
Together. Eternal our God, we want to show you we love you through all our deeds. May our love make the world a better place, the kind of world you meant it to be when you created us. Page 38. You guys can sit for a second.
Ya la 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 ya la la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 Mi chamocha ba'alim Adonai mi kamocha neder b'kodesh norati ki lo tosef Norati kilo tosele Malchutecha ra'u banecha Okayam livnei Moshe Miriam Zelianu ve'amru Zelianu ve'amru Adonai imlo le'olam va'ed Adonai imlo le'olam va'ed Mi kamocha ba'alim Adonai Mi kamocha neder b'kodesh Norati ki lo tosef ele Norati ki lo tosef ele
We're on page 43.
You are with us at all times, God, when we sleep and when we wake. When it is dark, we turn to you for light. When we are afraid, we turn to you for courage. When we feel weak, we turn to you for strength. Be with us tonight and always. Help us to know you are there.
Baruch atah Adonai, haporez sukkot, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo, Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim.
Mackenzie, you're actually reading the English on 45.
Okay, you want to tell them what page?
Page 45.
Good job.
When woman and man were made, God left one good thing for last. Shabbat, the day to give thanks for the world and its wonders. Now the seventh day has come. Now Shabbat begins, to bring us rest, to bring us joy, to bring us song, to bring us peace. On this day we remember the goodness of earth and air, water and sun, and all that grows. On this day we remember the many gifts of God. Let us remember and let us give thanks.
We'll continue with the Shamru on page 44.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי 6 ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
We will continue on page 46, and please rise.
Okay, we're going to start, this is the Amidah. Everybody up? Ready?
Adonai simchatai tiftach ufi tehillatcha. Eternal God, open my lips that my mouth may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol v'Gibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, U'melech Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Hasei Avot V'imahot, U'ibri Geulah Livnei B'neihem, L'man Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magin. Baruch atah Adonai, Magin Avraham Ve'ezrat Sarah.
Page 50.
אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע. מחכה חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים. סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומי דומה לה, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל.
We are mighty like God when we help other people. We are powerful like God when we make peace in our families. We are strong like God when we feed the poor. We are great like God when we care for the sick. We are awesome like God when we help people to be free. We are amazing like God when we take care of our earth. Oh God, as we remember all the heroic things you do, we promise to be like you. Baruch atah Adonai, mechaye hakol.
Please be seated.
Please be seated.
Except you, not you.
You're still there,
You're still up.
and you can decide whether you want to read the Hebrew.
I see you in the starry fields. I
Page
see you
53.
in the harvest yields. In every breath, in every sound, an echo of your name is found. The blades of grass, the simple flower, bear witness to your matchless power. In wonder workings of some bush aflame, we look for you and fancy you concealed. But in earth's common things you stand revealed, while grass and flowers and stars are spelled out your name. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh.
So we're thankful for so many things. So number one thing that you guys are thankful for.
My family.
Yeah, about your teachers. Right?
Right this minute.
Good, okay. We walk sightless among miracles as we walk through this world. We don't pay attention to the so many blessings that fill our lives. Then tomorrow, we really have forgotten about it and we'll move on. And it's not that we're, and I think I wrote about this earlier today, it's not that we're bad people, it's not that we don't care. It's that life is very full and we stay distracted. We need to stay a little less distracted. We need to be able to stop and appreciate each other along the way. And if we do that, then we're going to create a world of peace that makes sense. So we're going to continue with Shalom Rav. It's on page 60.
By part.
Got one more thing to do.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata melech Adon lechol hashalom. Ki ata melech Adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. לכתוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם.
Please take just a few moments to think about ways that you can, starting right here and now, look around you and appreciate more of the blessings that surround us that go unnoticed.
Oh, say shalom b'mrava. Hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. V'imru, v'imru, amen. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu.
kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
The world is at war. We know this. It not only fills the news on our radios, TVs, and our social media feeds, and the newspapers, but it impacts our relationships with the community. And it's not just the war overseas in Israel. There's a battle that we're waging almost in every country now over a nationalism that needs to take hold. It's fear that makes us need to win. And what happens, there's a lot of people who are suffering. There's a lot of people who are afraid, people who are injured, wounded, spiritually, physically, emotionally. When you add that to the people who are ill because they've got a disease or they're battling a physical malady or something happening spiritually or emotionally, there's a lot of need for prayer, our prayer for each other. A lot of need for us to enter each other's lives, to do something to take care of each other. And so, with all of those around the world who are struggling, we look to our own community, and we're thinking of Elise Beanstalk and Reverend Troy DuPont, Lois Gallowitz, Andrew Gordon, Karen Grossman, Susan Hartman, Jody Neuschwander, Dorothy Parent, Ricky Reeves, Herb Rosenbaum, Cheryl Sachs Dowling, Marianne Sherburne, Ken Stewart, and Nathan Snyder. And if you're holding someone else whose name I haven't mentioned, please share it so we can all join in prayer.
Amy Kremen, Barbara Becker.
Tina Rockwell.
Baruch atah Adonai Rofei HaCholim. God, please make us instruments of healing. We continue with Mishaberach.
Before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misheberach imotenu mikor habracha ve'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
So it's basketball season. We're knee deep in it, right? Okay, somebody, who's the biggest name in basketball? Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm going to get back to her in just a moment. But now, does anybody know, this is the ultimate trivia question for sports, the only woman to be drafted to an NBA team? It was Lisa Harris. In 1977, the New Orleans Jazz drafted her, the 137th pick in the draft. She didn't want to be drafted, she didn't ask to be drafted, and she didn't want to play with the boys. So she never played. And then, this year we get Caitlin Clark. And Sunday, this coming Sunday, more likely than not, she will become the leading scorer in NCAA history, men or women. She's already announced that she's going to enter the draft, and the odds are that the Indiana Fever will select her first. But if you're listening to ESPN and some of the other sports channels, there's NBA teams that have her on their draft board. I would love to see that. Okay? Now, pretend that you have a front row seat Sunday morning as Iowa plays the Ohio State. Okay? And Caitlin is driving. Not a car, the ball. You understand that, right? Y'all know basketball. So she's driving, and she drives the lane, and she takes this shot. She's being defended by 3 people, and the ball goes in the bucket, and the crowd erupts. Are we good? How much would you be enjoying that moment, sitting right there at courtside, watching not only history being made, but the way that history is being made? Wouldn't that be amazing?
Yeah.
Now, I got a more important question. Who do you think is more excited, you or Caitlin? No, I don't think so.
She's so in the zone. Is she excited or she's...
Oh, I think when you're on the field, and I can say this, when you're on the field, you're getting so much more out of being there than being in the stands watching it. Okay? And knowing that Pistol Pete Maravich is now truly in the history books. Okay? He has the record for most points scored in NCAA history. I mean, as excited as we as fans can be, by the way, where does the word fan come from?
Fanatic.
Fanatic. It's a whole different spin on things, right? So as excited as the fans can be, the team that she's playing for and she herself have to be off the charts. What's the difference? As they say in the business world, she has skin in the game. She was the one who did it. Okay, and nobody can take that from her. You know, when you walk away, you can say, oh, I was there when it happened. She'll always be the one to say, I was the one that did it. Okay? And there's a huge difference in that. And so we know that when you are the one involved in something, it makes all the difference in the world. So if I had cookies to give all the children, and I do, by the way, they're downstairs, okay? Thank you, Doreen, for making sure that happened. So we have, now, how many of us are excited that the children are getting cookies? Okay, who's more excited, us parents and grandparents or the kids who are getting the cookies? This is a no-brainer. This really is a no-brainer, but we don't think about it. So let's go back, at the risk of being a rabbi for a moment, going back to the Torah. A couple weeks ago, Exodus 20, Moses gets the 10 Commandments from God. Remember that? Moses is up there and he gets good. And he brings them down and finds the golden calf and gets really upset and he breaks the 10 Commandments and God says, okay, Moses, carve a new set and bring them up and I'll authenticate them. Yes, sir. Yeah. 4 away from who?
Just 4 away from somebody takes 4 away.
Of those 10, you have 6 left?
No, you 10 because nobody touches my cookies.
You just got upstage.
I just got upstage. I like that. Yeah. Okay, so Moses, going back to Moses with the 10 Commandments. So this week in Torah, God says, okay, Moses, bring 2 tablets up and carve on them what I said before, and I'll sign them. But the set that Moses brings up, if you do your homework and you read Exodus chapter 34, doesn't look like the ones in Exodus 20. And so rabbis have a problem with that. But here's the deal. God made the first set in God language. And God sent them down in God language. Right? Now, when God tried to give them to the people before, it was too awesome. God's voice was too awesome. They sent Moses up to get him. So this time God said, you know what? You got a point. So Moses, you write them in human language, and I'm good with that. So how many times do we get rules from governments or from from rule books, God forbid that we should ever worry about reading the bylaws of a congregation and see if we're really living up to them or not, right? Okay? There are rules, but they don't play well sometimes because life doesn't happen that way. And so no different than Caitlin Clark's going to enjoy that moment more than any of us could. More important, or just like the cookies, you will get all of your own, okay? Yeah. We can enjoy you having them, but it's your cookies. Folks, we have to make sure that we stay involved, that we say things. Most important text in our tradition. If I'm not for myself, who will be for me? If I'm only for myself, what good am I? And if not, now when? If something's important to you, you got to stand up and own it. And I don't care if you're 2 or 102. You have an obligation to let folks know what's important in language that you can share, not language that somebody else. This is when I know that parents have written bar bat or b mitzvah speeches because 13-year-olds would never use those words. Okay? We need things to be done in ways that you all can be invested. You have to take ownership of this congregation, of your employment, of your relationships. And you need to be heard in ways that you're important. You're about to enter all this process of b mitzvah. Okay? You need to let us know what's important to you. You need to let us know how to speak to people your age in a way that makes sense. So we have to know relevant stuff. If you're dancing, I want to see videos of your recitals. If you're playing, I want to see video of the game. If you're debating, I want to hear you debate. Right? I need to know, we need to know what makes you tick. Tonight, you have led a service, and you've done great in the Hebrew, you've done in the English, you did a lot of poise, you led a lot of the music. Okay, that's more than any of our grades have done thus far, but this is because you've had great training and education here, and now you're ready to take those next steps. So thank you for your leadership tonight, and thank you for the job you've done for so many years teaching our kids. SJ, thank you for putting this whole program together and keeping it going with faculty and what we're doing. But the takeaway from this week's Torah portion really is own it. Be it. Right? Don't be the one watching. Don't be the one on the sidelines. Be in it and love doing it. And if we're good with that, the world will change. Amen? Amen. Page 130. Which one of you is going to ask them now to rise? You've already done it. You've done it. Who hasn't asked? Come on. Please rise.
Please rise.
Hit the button.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו ככם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
We're thinking of those who have left their earthly course. This week, seasons past, people leave our hands. They never leave us. We hold them dear, and they continue to grow with us as we continue to see them through new eyes and new experiences. Tonight, I'll be reading both the Yortzeit list from last week, from Unity Shabbat, and then also from this week. So we're thinking of Celia F. Buch, Molly Cohn, Richard Coran, Naomi Durans, Hannah Druckman, Walter Fox, Samuel L. Friedman, Louis C. Friedman, Jerome Goodman, Samuel I. Cadies Jr., Gertrude Landis, Alvin Lester, Walter J. Manola, Clara N.S. MacArthur, Pauline Mishkin, Richard Lee Roth, Hannah Salkin, David M. Sachs, Mark Shermer, Gloria Adler, Sadie Alexander, Fanny Baturin, Matilda Burke, Catherine Tharrington Bryant, Harry Kasher, Harry Cheerson, Anna Cohn, David Dubin, Pincus Friedman, Charles D. Herbert, Alice W. Kenninson, Joseph G. Kenninson, Louis Melamed, Goldie Reiner, Phyllis Scher, Molly Spitalny, David T. Schaffer, and Robert G. Smigel. Are there other annual yortzites we're observing? We are in Shloshim for Dennis Milkey and Seth Jarvia. Zichronam livracha, may the memories that they leave us always and only lead us to blessing. Kaddish is on 134. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei rabah, be'alma divrach irutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chai echon of yom echon, u'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, b'agala v'zman kari v'imru, amen. Yehei shmei rabah mevorach le'olam u'lamei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'tromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yit'aleh v'yit'alal shemei d'kudsha brichu. Leila min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru, amen. Yehei shlomo rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Osei shalom v'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Please be seated. A couple of announcements. The biggest announcement is please look at the Tuesday email and the website. We've got an incredibly full calendar. We've got Torah study tomorrow morning. We have Tot Shabbat tomorrow morning. We're making Shlach Manot bags for seniors at the Capitol Home, which used to be the Jewish home. Sunday, we've got a Jewish cooking class, and we've got a Better Together next week. We've got Purim coming up, Purim both here and at the J. Our Purim spiel here, we still could use a couple extra voices to do almost like a karaoke cafe night, which will be a lot of fun. And because it's Purim, my wife has acquiesced to doing a duet with me. That is worth coming just for the pain, okay?
The pain.
So, March 8th, Sister Shabbat, we've got gun violence. There is so much happening, and it's a real privilege and a blessing to be part of this community that is doing so much. Tomorrow afternoon, I'm flying to Fort Lauderdale. I've been asked to serve as part of a rabbinic think tank for North America on recentering Israel in the American conversation. So there'll be stuff to be reporting back from that. It's cross-denomination. I serve as one of 12 Reform rabbis mentoring young rabbis on Israel, and now this. So with all of the news and with all of the different pieces that are happening, it's important that we start having some conversations, and congregations have been shying away from them because they're tough right now. I've been growing a relationship with Imam Muhammad at the Al Sabrin Mosque in Stilton, and he and I both agree that whatever is happening there, and by the way that we understand history, I don't think is. There's at least 7 sides to that story, but he and I both agree that whatever's happening over there, no one from the mosque attacked Israel, and no one from here is running the West Bank. And it's time that we stopped the knee-jerk responses to each other and we found a way to remember that we share a community that has lots of needs right here in Harrisburg. And so our prayer is that we'll find ways to be able to renew and strengthen relationships and maybe set an example for what can happen elsewhere in the world. So once again, thank you to our sixth graders. You did a great job. I'm looking forward to studying with you guys as you approach next year. And as always, thank you. We do have an oneg downstairs where the cookies are that I promised. I won't touch your cookie. I will never forget that line. Oh man, I feel special now. Thank you.
Mom's embarrassed.
So, it's okay. So, I think it's appropriate that we're going to close first with Hatikvah, and I'm going to ask everyone to stand. Long before it was the Israeli national anthem, it was the anthem of the Jewish people. As there's video when Bergen-Belsen is liberated, they're singing Hatikvah years before there was a state of Israel. And so we get so caught up sometimes with the politics that we forget that the faith center of who we are. And so please, we'll stand for that, and then we'll close with Motzi, and we will then go downstairs for dessert.
Oh Lord, Baleva, Pnima, Nefesh Yehudi Omiya, Ulfate Mizra Kadima, Ayin Zion Sophia, Od Lord Tikvatenu, Hatikva Bachnot Alpayim, Liotam Choshi Be'artzenu, Eretz Zion Verushalayim, Liotam Choshi Be'artzenu, Eretz Zion Verushalayim.
There will come a day, we hope and pray, Hatikvah means the hope, when we will all be free to live in lands around the world, our Jerusalem, our vision of peace and wholeness in this world, wherever we can stand next to each other. And we say to that, Amen, Amen. So, who's leading Motzi? I think, Evelyn, you're supposed to be at least holding this while you and your classmates are, okay? So y'all, ready? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. B'te'avon. And Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Join us downstairs. Take a piece.
I'm truly honored to be the protector of the bread. Protect the bread. And it's not a problem.